happy farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the happy home with trees and flowers and chirping birds and basket weavers who sit and smile and twiddle their thumbs and toes, and they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
I can't help it. I like that. Featuring Mr. Poster, our own Mr. Poster.
How's it going, guys?
Good. How are you all doing?
You know what? I'm going to do this. We're facing away from each other there. Now it looks a little more natural. You and I were. I'm facing that way, and you were facing. Okay, now I'll change them back. What the hell? I can't never can't get this camera. Hello, everybody.
Yeah. Uh-oh, it's Poe's fault, apparently. According to Derek, it's always Poe's fault.
Derek, you're out of here. You're out of here. Derek, after I was nice to you and watched your Mario Brothers video where you scored like 2.
Yeah, did you see that second game? He got 20 points. I'm like, I didn't think that was possible.
What?
To get 20 points. How do you get 20 points?
Oh, how?
You can jump in that game.
Yeah, you can jump in that, and you're allowed to knock them off the ledges after you flip them upside down. You're allowed to kick them off.
You guys, I want you guys to leave Derek alone because I want Derek to continue to enter these challenges and post videos so that I'm not last.
Mr. Chickens.
Because I watched all you guys play that game and the scores you posted. And I'll tell you, well, first I watched Poe because he did it, obviously. First I said, well, shoot, that game's, I thought that game was harder than that. That's easy. You just move around and hit the little guys and you jump on them. And then Bart did it. And I said, well, shoot, that's easy. Then I saw Mike do it. Of course, if you watch Mike play any game, it looks easy. I mean, Mike's a gamer. So, you watch him play and you think, oh, that's nothing. I got on there. I said, what the hell's going on? What are these little fire damn things coming at me and shit? I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
But it was a fun game.
Yeah. And talk about holding up the bottom. Poe, I was going to record before I came on the StreamYard and started talking with Greg. I played your Epic Quest tournament, and I was going to record it so I'd have a little segment, and you probably would wish that I had, because when I finished, of course, Poe didn't put a password on his, so it's open, so all the ringers are playing it. So Poe was at the bottom, but you're not anymore, Poe. I didn't beat you.
Oh, nice. I haven't gone back to check. But.
Yeah, our scores are super close. It was pretty funny. I almost got you, but didn't quite. So
I missed that one. You got an Epic Quest on
Epic Quest, yeah.
On FX
UJ32. Yeah, UJ32.
UJ32.
Yeah. Hey, Livewire, how's it going, buddy? But yeah, it's kind of cool how close our scores were. So I really wished I'd have recorded it, because it's like, dang, that was really close.
Well, that's cool.
But yeah, there's some ringers in there that, whenever tournaments open, you'll get some guy that can score 80 bajillion points just by launching. You're like, what?
I got a lot of family coming in town this week because of Christmas. Obviously, this is the Christmas Eve show. Next week is Christmas Eve, and the week after that is New Year's Eve. But we've decided the show must go on. So I believe I am correct. I'm not going to be here next week, but I know Bart and Poe committed to be here for sure. I'm not sure what Mike's commitment was, but we'll do our best. And then New Year's Eve, I'll be back. So we're going to do some each week. But what I was going to head to is I'm going to start one if I can just get it started before all the family shows up. But I want to ask you guys, elevator action is a game everybody's got?
Yes.
Yeah.
So speaking for me, I haven't. I don't know if everybody has.
What?
Yeah.
Do you got that, Mike?
Which version?
I think it's the original, the first one.
Yeah,
I think
I think I got the
I have
arcade
both.
game. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I know I got the NES one, but I should have it on my arcade.
Okay. Well, that's the one. That's the one that came to mind. So don't hold me to it. But if I get a chance to get one started the next few days before family gets here, giving you a heads up, look for elevator action on a channel, a great channel such as mine.
Nice.
Hey, Farrell.
Hey, Farrell.
Yeah, I'll have to double check
Hey, Farrell.
and make sure I have it on the arcade. Bo, did you put it on your iArcade?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure if I did or not. I know I have it on my Hack Games because it comes
I just did put it on there, I think, this weekend. So that and the second one. So
that's what I was going to plan on, Bart, was the ad games, because I know I've got it on there. I may have it on the Pi, too. I know for sure.
You can jump on elevator action. Just don't try to land on the turtles.
Yeah.
But,
loving an elevator.
Isn't that the one?
Living it up when you go in there.
It's a first-person shoot-'em-up game, isn't it?
You go indoors and then you come outdoors and you shoot guys and then there's elevators.
I'm pretty sure it's an RPG, Greg.
Yeah.
It's an RPG.
It's either an RPG or a fighter. I'm pretty sure it's one of those two.
Yeah.
Well, we got 6 buttons on the arcade, so I can play it if it's a fighter. It's good.
Yeah, as long as you have the bat joystick.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh crap! I switched mine to the balls. I'll switch it back. I'll switch it back.
Yep. Yeah, you're disqualified if you have the ball.
Yeah.
But talking tournaments and stuff, before we get too far into the show, because we can do whatever we want. I think we ought to. Derek's wanting to know if it's not an adult game, is it? Well, yeah, it's for grown-ups, Derek. I guess we'll let you play, but yeah. But anyway.
Has bats and balls.
You can play anyway.
Loving an elevator.
But I think I'll tell you what, Bart and I we'll pass it around here in a little bit and get into all kinds of our other nonsense and fun stuff and gaming stuff. But the tournament, I think, is on everybody's mind.
We're done with the nonsense right now.
Yes, we are. Yeah. So if you want to, yeah, thank you. That really helps.
Yeah, that's about as good as it gets. Hey, are you guys able to hear me all right still?
Ready for the nonsense yet?
You sound fine.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to switch microphones midstream, but are you?
Is Bart still here? I can't hear Bart.
Okay. Yeah.
It's FX3 Fall 2023 FX Pinball. Bart and I spent a lot of time shooting the shit, but we also spent a lot of time trying to put this tournament together. We picked tables, we picked setups, we set everything up, and the playoff tournaments are live right now.
Yeah. But before people get too worried about it, 90% of the time that Greg and I spent on this tournament was studying the paperwork and figuring out how the hell did Derek make it. That should have been impossible. We crunched the numbers for 3 days straight, no sleeping, nothing. But yeah, Derek made it. So that tells people stick with pinball. Anything is possible.
I think last week we did go down the list of everybody who made it, but just to let you know, the complete list of whoever made it to the playoffs is Livewire, 713, Balls of Slapping, Tony's Jogren, Gregory, not this Gregory, another guy named Gregory, Cowboy, Arizona Cowboy 1, Arcade Chaos. Is Chaos in the house? Rick, you're in the finals. Classic Rock King, G-Gauge, Hollywood Polo, O Style, and Mike Seaby's Gaming Headquarters, Mike the Gaming Road Warrior. So those are our finalists.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to show you now a video that's going to explain this tournament and how it's going to work. And then Bart and I'll come back on and answer any questions and maybe clarify anything that I might have screwed up in the making of this video, although I watched it 1,000 times, and Bart maybe watched it once. I don't know if he did. But anyway, it seems to make sense. There is an error. There is an error in the video. And here is the error right here.
Oh.
It's on the bottom of your screen. Please note, the passwords that you are going to see in this video are incorrect because Bart and I forgot that FX3, you can put 3 or 4 characters in. FX3 requires 6 to 8, a larger number of characters.
Yeah, 6 to 10.
So when I produced the video, I put in our original passwords, which were going to be shorter and a little sweeter. So we had to change them. So there's 2 tournaments running this week. Bart's running one and I'm running one. The video will explain that. But if you're in my tournament, it's G Parker 1, lowercase. If you're off grid, it's off grid, lowercase, the numeral 1. They were originally GPV1 and OGA1. Ignore that. It's off grid 1 and G Parker 1. So with that being said, if you guys don't mind, I will go ahead and play. It's not a long video. It's 3 minutes long. I'm going to explain to everybody the tournament and the playoff and who's in it and how you play. Okay, everybody, here we go. It's tournament time, and it's the finale. This week, the 17th. Next week, the 24th. Christmas Eve. The following week, the 31st, will begin the 3 playoff rounds, and depending on where you place in each one, whether you move on or not. We're going to begin this off with Adventureland is the table, and there will be 2 tournaments. One will be G Parker, as usual. Look for G Parker, Adventureland. But only if you're Livewire 713, Balls a Slappin', Tony's Joggrin', Gregory, Arizona Cowboy 1, and Arcade Chaos. G Parker, it's G Parker's tournament. Password, lowercase, GPV, and then the numeral 1. Again, I'll repeat that. Livewire 713, Balls a Slappin', Tony's Joggrin', Gregory, Arizona Cowboy 1, and Arcade Chaos. Now, if you are in Bart's group, you're going to look for a tournament. Adventureland Off-Grid Arcade is the host. Password is lowercase OGA, the numeral 1. Lowercase OGA, numeral 1. That's for Classic Rock King, G Gage, Hollywood Polo, Postal, Pixelstorium, and Mike CB. The tournament started today. It runs for 5 days. Make sure you get in and check out the tournament and look and see when it ends to make sure it's going to run for 5 days, but it depends on when each one of us started ours as to when that 5 days ends. So we want to keep it fair for everybody, so be sure you get in there and check. And also, it's going to be 1 ball, 5 tries. 1 ball, 5 tries. Both tournaments are. Table is Adventureland. So good luck to everybody. This is the start of the tournament. Remember, on the screen should be flashing the names of who's in each tournament and the passwords. And we'll try to keep that word out and through YouTube and through the Discord. This information will also be available on our Discord. So there you go. Good luck to everybody. Remember, 2 separate tournaments. Off-Grid Arcade, G Parker. Password for G Parker, GPV1, the numeral 1. Password for Off-Grid is OGA, numeral 1. Okay, back to the show, everybody, and good luck on the tournament. Long pause. I wanted to make so. I hope everybody caught that. And good luck.
Chaos got in, so I guess it's understandable. He was already able to get in, so yeah.
I got to be in there with Mike. Come on.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm in there.
at least you're not in with this guy. So before we get too far, he's been waiting patiently. Let's give it up for our good friend Digital Victory.
Hey, what's going on, Ed?
Ooh. Ed.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Uh-oh.
I don't know, Ed, if you caught that or not, but we're just announcing we're getting into our final
Ed, your mic is muted.
weeks of our turn. Oh, Mike.
Thanks, Mark.
There you go.
All right.
We usually like it when Pose is muted, but we want to be able to hear you.
And I'm going to take and put this information that I just gave on that video as far as who's in what group. Because I know we got some people out there, I mean, that have the best of intentions.
Their intentions fall to the floor.
And while Greg's doing that, I will tell you we talked today, and basically we started both tournaments right around 12 o'clock Central Time. So you should have until Friday at 12 o'clock Central Time, but don't put it off till the last second, and not, because if you don't play, you lose. And but they both started right around noon, so they're live already. You can join in. And if anyone else joins in that's not in those groups that made the playoffs, we're just going to discount your score. So you can play, but we're only going to look at those people that are officially in the tournament.
Well, not only that, Bart's 100% right. You can, if you do join the tournament and you're not a part of the playoff, your score won't count. But also next week on the show, we are going to make a whole lot of fun of your dumb ass.
That's
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Greg, do we want to talk about then how this is going to work after this week goes? We're kind of mixing things up a little bit. Also, first the simple thing: each one of the two tournaments, the one Greg's hosting and the one I'm hosting, the top three from each one are going to move on to the next week. We looked at the total points from the whole season, and basically, if you're on Greg's, he got all the odd numbers. So Livewire was first. Whoever was third, fifth, seventh, ninth, after you took me and Greg and Kelly out and Cheryl, he got all the odds. I got the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10s. That's how we did the division. And then the top three in each, the top three in Greg's and in Greg's, he's that way. And the top three in mine will move on. But we decided, instead of just saying, okay, then I can never tell which way I'm moving. Instead of them still playing each other, then we will break down by score and reorganize them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Reseed them, huh?
And it'll be 1, 3, and 5 will play, and 2, 4, and 6 will play. So, and then the winners of that week will be the finals, the final week, which will start on New Year's Eve. And these are all going to be a week long. So if you got plans for Christmas or New Year's, don't worry. You don't have to play Christmas morning. You can check your stockings first. But yeah, so that's the plan.
And our thought process on that is if you think about it now, if you threw all 12 in a lump, then the top 6 are probably going to be the top 6. Now you divide it into a bracket where you're competing against people of all, people got a chance to rise to the top here and work things out. And I don't know, just to us, without going into a whole long explanation here on the show tonight, it just seemed like it was a fair way to do it. Because as I said when we started this tournament, I wanted to set it up in such a way that, especially one ball, 5 tries. And I don't know if you want to give it away, Bart, but it's only going to get worse.
Yeah. You can tell them next week is going to be what?
This week is 1 ball, 5 attempts. Next week's 1 ball, 3 attempts. And I'll even tell you the tables if you want. Are we good with telling the tables? You want to practice? Okay. Next week is Tales of the Arabian Nights. 1 ball, 3 attempts. And then you're going to finish it off on New Year's Eve. 1 ball, 1 attempt, ET.
Wow.
So, so It's and I'm not meaning to pick on anybody or cautious names, but Mike Seavey, for example, he didn't get a chance to play a lot. He's got a family and stuff. You know, he's not way up there at the top as far as his tournament goes. Have you ever seen Mike play pinball when he gets his mind to it? Especially with one ball and one attempt, you know, there's some luck there. There's some skill there. So to me, anybody's game, chaos, you got as good a chance as anybody here on this bed. Because I'll tell you what, you take your who's our top guy up there? G Gauge was one of the top scorers. His ball drains. It doesn't matter how many points he got. He's out.
Yeah.
Anybody's game. It'll be fun. And I don't know if I told you, but there'll be a $25 gift card to the grand prize winner and a trophy.
So I got a question, and I apologize for coming in late. I'm not familiar with all the details.
Welcome, but we just sorry we wanted to get all this out. Go ahead, Ed.
What platform is this on? Is it Pinball FX?
FX3.
Only because it seemed like more people in this group had all the tables than FX.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Now, I'll be working on Greg for the next one to move to, but we'll talk about that in the spring. But
cool.
Oh shoot! What was I?
The other reason is you can cross-platform. With FX, you cannot cross-platform the Switch, whereas right now, I know Chaos is a Switch user.
Yeah, we'll have to do some shenanigans if and when we switch to FX to make sure people that have a Switch can still get involved, which basically means we'll have to set up 2 tournaments every week, and then we will blend the scores. And there's a little bit of trust factor because someone could say, well, I didn't get to see the Switch players. But as it stands now, if someone's playing on PS5 in FX3, they won't see someone that's playing on Xbox either. And all of a sudden we'll say, hey, this person came in second place. And they'll be like, I didn't see him. Well, that's because you're playing on Xbox and he's on PlayStation. So there'll be a little bit of that. And it's all for fun anyway. If someone wants to get all butthurt because they didn't see someone score on their particular leaderboard, they don't have to play. So it's just for fun. And I do got to say this as a reminder, you will see my name in my tournament, Greg's name in his tournament, because we do have to play to start the tournament. And I'll go ahead and give Greg props. We both just did. It's 1 ball, 1 play, but if you just let it drain, you get a ball save. So you get 2 launches basically. I thought I was going to get a flat out 0. They launched, hit the flipper, and went down the center, and I got 50,000 points for something. And somehow on Greg's launch and drain, he got 54,000 points. So he even beat me on a double drain game.
Just as far as details go, you mentioned hit the flipper, went down. You have buttons on the side. If you hit it, the flipper goes up, and you can actually get small when it comes down to the flipper.
Is that how that works? Because I pushed that button on the side, and it made the whole thing jiggle, and it said tilt. But was that might have been the wrong button? I'll check. No, but it being serious though, we do, for anyone that doesn't know, when you create a FX3, it'll tell you create and play. So you'll see us on there, but obviously if you can't beat our 50,000, you deserve to get bumped anyway. So you're not going to move on, but we are on there, but our scores wouldn't count.
And one last thing I want to say for those of you who may be curious. We'd prefer you not get on the other person's thing. It's nightmarish for us, just Bart and I, to keep track of the scores. We're hoping that just everybody plays in their perspective, who they're supposed to play with. But I can go to Bart's tournament and don't have to play to look at the leaderboard. And we discussed that when we were discussing logistics of how next week I'm gonna put together the video, because Bart doesn't have to say anything. I can just look and see who his top 3 are, and I can see who mine are without joining. So if you want to go and look at our off-grids tournament, you can see when you bring that up, before you enter a password to play, you can actually see the leaderboard for that tournament. So you can kind of track what the competition's doing.
And I'll also throw out there, if you happen to play in both, like Derek, I'll pick on you because we do it all the time. If Derek were to play in mine and in Greg's, and he's assigned to mine, and if you get a better score in Greg's, too bad. you're getting the one in mind. You don't get to play them both and say, I want the best, because now you just gave yourself 10 plays. But Polo, I want to address Polo's question here. He's not seeing my tournament. He's seeing Greg's only. If you're not seeing one or the other, you might have to go into the filters and look for the name and type in my off-grid arcade and then tell it to what's the button you got to push to make it refresh. It's the bottom button. After you type it in, you still have to tell it to search for that, and then it should come up. Derek said he found mine. Greg found mine earlier. We know they're both working, but if you can't see either one of them, just go into the filters, do a search by name, and you either type in G Parker or type in Off-Grid Arcade, and then tell it to look for it.
Yeah, and you can also only play on one platform too. You know, if you start on, don't do the switch and then say, well, I'm going to play on Steam now, and then like, oh crap, well, I'll play on PS5 now. We're not going to. Well, we decided that if you play on both platforms, we're going to take the lower of the two scores. It's only fair.
Good rule.
Yeah. Yeah, if you try to game the system, we will adjust the rules fittingly. we'll make sure that. But I don't think anyone, most of the people that are playing ours, everyone knows we're just in it for fun. Nobody's looking to cheat.
Nobody gets their valves for later, but anyway, this is all for fun.
Yeah. So, well, let us know, Polo, and Polo, if you can't find it. If you still, Derek's putting it up there in the chat. I'll put it up on the screen. Just fire me off a message in Discord, and I'll send it to you. But you should be able to find it. Yeah, and I don't know. Do the caps matter in the name? Because it is, each word is capitalized, but I didn't think it mattered. But it's just Off-Grid Arcade, one word.
I don't think it does on the search. The Discord. The only other thing I was going to say is this is all going to be posted on the Discord too. So if you're a Discord and you lose track and don't want to come back to this video, you can go to the Discord and find the information. I need you to take care of that right away, Derek. So anyway, thank you.
You got 3 minutes. Go.
Yeah. So I gotta help. I can't help. I think we covered that, and we can come back to it. But I just, since don't get to see him that often, just want to say, what's up? Digital victory.
I wish I had a drink in front of me and trying to drown my sorrows in the Cowboys' ass whooping that they just received, but it happens. That's football. Other than that, this is a really busy month in pinball with all the releases from Pinball FX, Zen Pinball, not to mention all the other tables that have come out that I haven't even really downloaded and looked at yet. Looking forward to the vacation, though, and having some time to do just that. Also on the vacation, I can't wait to jump into Pinball FX and Pinball M and actually start building up my rooms, with all the cool, what would you call them, Bart? Collectibles, I guess?
Yeah. And in Pinball M, you can get all those things for your corner by doing the campaign mode. And that's really cool. You play those campaign things.
Any of that yet, and I really want to. So I'm looking forward to the vacation to get to a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. It was a cool, amazing beginning to December with all of the pinball releases by Zen. With, like you said, Pinball M, Pinball FX, multiple packs of Pinball FX, So
I've been so excited. I've been so excited waiting to play Charlie Brown's Christmas on my Nintendo Switch before Christmas. Oh shit! Wait, that ain't gonna happen, is it?
Yeah, I kept thinking that they would. If I was at Zen, and maybe we can talk to Lars, see if Lars can get a word in. I would be having everybody that's working on that Switch team just focus on Charlie Brown and get that thing out before Christmas. If the other tables have to wait till after Christmas, that's fine. But we don't want to be putting it out like Pinball M came out after Halloween, but this has Christmas in the name. It's Charlie Brown Christmas. It's like,
comes out December 28th, just in time for New Year's. So At least it is coming out. But I have played it on Pinball FX on the cabinet, and it is kick butt. I love it. It is.
Yeah.
I love the call outs. It's so reminiscent of my childhood and watching that Charlie Bounce. Yeah, it's great table. Great table.
Yeah.
I haven't downloaded that yet. Did you, Bart?
Oh yeah, yeah. I got it on the 7th. I emptied my bank account with. I just gave Zen my pin to the account, so just take it.
May as well.
I'm buying everything, and I even posted right away, and I'm going to buy them all again on the Switch on the 28th. It's just,
Right.
but yeah, I enjoy it a lot. I think it's a pretty well laid out table, and yeah, it's pretty.
I can't wait to play on my OLED Switch.
Yeah, look at you go.
Nice.
Yeah, but I 3D printed that thing for the Switch where I can put the display in vertical mode, and then it has sliders to put the Joy-Cons in, and then you're holding the screen vertical. So that worked out pretty neat. If I'm not playing on if I don't hook it to the TV, or if I'm traveling, switch it to vertical, because normally the hard part about playing Switch in vertical mode is you're either using the touch screen, or you're trying to use the buttons that are too close, or you have to take the Joy-Cons off. I guess you could use a third-party thing, but where are you putting the screen while you're playing it? This way it's still handheld, and I can. So if Kelly starts hollering at me, when are you going to get done with it? I can put it between her and me, and I can't hear you. And
So do you have it? Can you send me the STL file for that?
yeah, I'll find it and send it to you.
Does it matter OLED or
No. No, it'll fit either one. It's loose enough that you can slide the screen in there. You're not having to wedge it in. So the little bit of difference in the OLED versus the other one is negligible. It fits. Ours is a OLED, and it fits fine. But oh shoot, I forgot she was watching. Dang it. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. Mike, have you got a chance to play? Did you get the Star Trek tables yet?
No, not yet, because I'm kind of broke from buying what was it, Chrono Trigger. This is expensive games. So I plan on buying it this next payday. So I need to get that. And but I've been playing that Chucky game. That one is so fun to play. So if I'm firing up my PC and working on editing or anything, I'll play that for a few rounds, and that seems to be my go-to game right now. I really love Pinball M.
Mike,
but yeah, I do want to get Bang. Mike CB? Yeah, I think.
I could have figured that out.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I found it. But yeah, because I was going to add. I know, Ed, you've played the Star Trek tables, and I don't know if you watch them. Did you see Crow playing?
I did, but not. I didn't see him play the one with the bridge. That one I didn't see, but I watched him play the other two, and he ran into the same problem on not Deep Space Nine, but Discovery that you and I talked about.
I have never seen Crow dislike a table as much as that Discovery.
For those not familiar, on Star Trek Discovery, on the table itself, there's a. I'm just going to show you real quick. Here's your flippers right here. Your flippers are at the bottom, and you got a ramp on the right side. And when you launch the ball goes up and bounces around some bumpers here and comes down that ramp. Like automatically. You don't have a choice. That's on your launch. And I'd say 50% of the time it comes down this ramp and goes right down the middle. It's just ridiculous. And if you watched my video, I talked about that. That's just really poor design. I don't mind them all bouncing around the table all over the place and eventually goes down the middle. You're like, dang. But this is on the launch. Or anytime you happen to hit it and it goes back into the bumpers, it still comes down that same ramp. And I've tried bumping it with the left flipper and then the right flipper, and it doesn't really seem to matter. Frustrating.
Yeah,
that's what Pro said as well.
yeah. He was very not happy with that particular table, but yeah, it looks pretty. But
it's the best looking of the tables. I agree. It's
yeah,
really nice, great artwork.
It doesn't play so well. I know that's breaking your heart, Mike, because I know you were looking forward to Discovery more than anything. That's his favorite Star Trek series of all time.
No.
He would show you the tattoo he has, but this is a PG-13 show, so he can't show you his tattoo. But
yeah, you don't want to see the moon.
Yeah,
you should see where he has that tribble tattoo at.
The trouble with tribbles. Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. But
now, Deep Space Nine, I've come to change my opinion. I like the other one, and I forget the name of it. The one with the bridge, though. I just called it Star Trek. Based on the movie, but it has a specific name. But that was my favorite. But Deep Space Nine is now my favorite. I've been playing that a little more, and the modes are finishable. You know, it's a lot more fun.
Nice.
Yeah,
I love Deep Space. Yeah. That's my OnlyFans page there, Operation Shutdown. You gotta go there. Yeah. But I agree
the
with
whoopee mode. The whoopee mode.
I'm liking that Deep Space Nine the best of all three tables.
I like the artwork on it the least. It does feel a little less high quality than the others, just in a minor way. But
right. I enjoy playing it the most. Yeah. Poe, did you pick up those Star Trek tables?
Yeah. I put them right back down again.
Have you played them yet? I mean, I know it hasn't been in the 6-month window, but
yeah, I played. I don't remember if I did a video on them or not. I can't remember. I do so many videos, and they're all bullshit anyway. So.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Usually when I start one of Poe's videos, I take a whole handful of Quaaludes before I start it. So I don't remember what he did, but
it's a good call.
No Quaaludes were taken in the making of this video.
What about you, Greg?
You know what? The ones I did not get were the Star Trek ones.
No, I meant, do you take the Quaaludes?
Absolutely. I grow my own, so
yeah. So you didn't pick up the Star Trek tables at all, Greg?
No, I did not, and I don't remember why I didn't that day. I remember I got what all came out that day. I know the Charlie Brown's Christmas. Was that the only
everything?
Everything.
And the game pack with the Gloomhaven and the Terraforming Mars and the Exploding Kittens.
Yes, I got all those, and I don't know, for some reason.
And the charity tables.
And the charity tables, the Epic Quest and the Excalibur.
Yeah, I got all those.
Yeah, we have.
For some reason, I got to the Star Trek ones, and I thought, I'm done for now. So I don't know. I really haven't turned that on. FX, I'm running on the other pinball table. You want to know the truth? That one hadn't been on. Because of the tournament, I've been turning on the FX3. Kind of odd. I'm running Epic on one, and for those that you don't know, I've told you before, I'm running Epic on one for FX. I brought a FX3 on the other one for Steam, which now has Pinball M on it because I wanted to be able. I get tired of playing the other tables and can't see the leaderboards. It'll cross-platform tournaments, but it won't let you see the leaderboards with the guys that are on Steam. So I decided to switch over Pinball M back to Steam. So you got to kind of remember which cabinet to walk over and turn on, depending on what I'm going to play. Yeah, but I do got to give them credit on Pinball M and Pinball FX now. The cabinet mode seems to be working great. You can set up the tournaments from cabinet mode. They tell me it remembers cabinet mode, but I don't have mine set up to automatically run.
Yeah. On Pinball M, I'm having to go in and tell it to I don't have to redo everything, but I do have to tell to reload the configuration when I launch Pinball M. It's not starting off with the black back glass working. I have to click on that reload configuration.
You know what's funny about that on mine? I have to hit it twice, and I always have. I have to hit load configuration, then I have to hit reload. The first time it loads and the back glass shows up, but my bar, your task bar across the bottom, still shows up on the screen. I go and hit it again, and it covers up the taskbar. So you'll see some of my recordings, that taskbar is still on the bottom, and sometimes it isn't. That's because I didn't hit reload configuration twice. Don't ask me.
Yeah. Well,
now, do you guys play your Pinball FX in all on cabinet, or do you ever like sit at your PC and play on PC?
I do sit and play on the PC, but I still use it. I sit at this PC and use it. The only thing is I still run cabinet mode because I think it's cool. I got 3 monitors.
Ooh,
I play
that's nice. Yeah.
I play the play field in landscape mode now, but I can still set up the back glass on the second screen over here. So it's easy for me to see both at the same time.
Well, now you're just showing off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty slick. I like that.
Yeah. I'll play sometimes on my laptop if I'm just in the house and want to quick play a game and don't come out here and fire everything up.
Right.
So then it's just on the laptop. But otherwise, I don't have my cabinet per se like I used to. I had to take it down when I reorganized in here. So actually the screen I'm on now is my playfield screen, which is at about a 45-degree angle. And then I have my back glass monitor above that.
Okay, yeah.
So I play sitting down, and it's right here because
style.
I don't have enough room to have it laying flat anymore. So it's and then oops, I bumped my mouse. And then I can just twist my chair, and here's my steering wheel for when I drive my truck. And I turn my chair, and then I can play pinball. So
nice.
It's all right in this corner, but yeah. So I only play in landscape mode on my laptop if I'm just feeling like playing in the house, like I said, and it's 20 degrees out here.
It's on PC. This PC right here. This is my corner office where I do my office work, but also I play all the Pinball FX and FX3 stuff on here. For like you said, I don't want to go in there and fire up the whole cabinet and then the PC next to it and then do all that. I don't know if it's just been ingrained in my head that's kind of almost a work thing. When I do that, I'm making a video, for YouTube. So most of my recreational play on those platforms are on this PC here.
Now, what are you using for controller on the PC? I'm just using the Xbox controller.
I use my shift buttons right here on the keyboard.
Yeah, that's what I do on the laptop. I just use the shift buttons, enter for launch.
I don't find much score discrepancy. I'll get a great score on my PC, and I'll be like, wow, it must be the PC that's, it's easier to control. And then I'll play in there when I do get it fired up, and I'll do just as well on that. So 6 one, half dozen of the other.
Yeah. Hey, I do want to mention, I don't know if we're going to go into all of the FX tables because we're kind of, but I do want to say publicly on our thing, I did mention it in the comment section under Ed's video on the game night tables. I did my video first, and then Ed did his video, Digital Victory. Go watch his if you want to see how to play the games better. But I do want to thank you again publicly, Ed, that you only showed you passing my score on one of the 3 tables. The other 2, he passed them in private and didn't say, hey, look, there went off-grid score. Everyone
I have
knew
the advantage of going second, right? I can just turn it off and restart it if I don't pass your score. So
yeah, I was going to record me beating your score, but I filled up a 6 terabyte drive trying to beat it, and I never did. So I have to erase all those videos. Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah, but they're fun tables too. A good variation. I mean, I look at it that exploding kittens is just silly fun. I mean, geez, you get to that one thing, you're pushing cat turds around. in a litter box. I mean, what's that all about? And it's making fart sounds. The thing's puking up the ball.
Cat
all that
the
stuff.
ball. I love it.
Yeah, but the Gloomhaven table, I think, just looks amazing and sounds amazing. But I think my favorite to play is the Terraforming Mars.
I was blown away by that. I didn't get into it. I didn't do a very good job playing it during the video, but I was really amazed by the RPG aspects of it. You know, it's literally narrating to you the scene. You know, you enter the forest and a monster is here, and you like have to hit the certain targets, and then you have a store where you can buy your healing potions, and you know they're all couched in the various pinball elements. You know, you can have an extended ball save time, things like that. You collect gold as you play. I just think it's really cool. Look forward to playing more of that, like I said, during the vacation for sure.
Yeah, they're really cool games. So Polo, he's not messing around here. He played all 5 of his tries in the tournament, so he has set a bar already. So we'll see. It'll be somewhere above Derek's score. That's all we know. But let's see. The Haven table looks cool and all the things in the game. Yeah, merging the RPG. It's a really cool, and they did a beautiful job. I thought they all looked good, but that Gloomhaven table just, to me, I was like blown away at how good it looked and sounds and all that stuff. I don't know anything about the board game, but
I don't either. I have seen it. I hang out on Board Game Geek all the time. I'm a board game geek myself. I've played Terraforming Mars. I have that, and that's really cool. And I love the way, like you said, they're all different. They play different. They all look different, but they also reflect the actual board game really, really well. The components on the table mirror what the board game actually looks like. The colors, the textures, the shapes of the different elements. It's just really well done. Derek, you mentioned how do I handle the vertical versus horizontal? Just takes a couple games to get used to it, and all of a sudden your head's in the right frame, in the right mindset. It doesn't bother me, but it does take a couple games to get used to it.
Yeah. I actually, when I first took down my cabinet, I was playing in here, and this is over here. My truck driving monitor is a 50-inch, so I was playing on that in horizontal mode, and it wasn't too bad, but I thought I would have a lot more trouble getting used to it than I did. Right. And it just takes, like you said, a couple games and you're right back into it.
And it's less the horizontal and vertical as it is the slight difference in flipper response. And I don't want to use the term lag because that sounds like, oh, that sucks. It lags. It can't be, it can't be fun. They all lag a little. Some people are more sensitive to it. And me, I'm, as I always say, notoriously ambivalent. You get used to it after a few balls. You're like, okay, you hit it, the flipper moves. It just takes a little sooner here than it does on the machines. Not that big a deal. You get used to it.
Yeah. Oh, Nitty's saying
yes, you do, Derek. You do. I come in here on my PC and it's set for horizontal, the vertical mode, and it's sideways on my monitor. So I just go to the settings and it's not a big deal.
Really, you have to change it every time? Because I can play out here, and this monitor that I'm looking at here is in vertical mode.
Yeah.
And I can play it on my laptop, and then the laptop automatically plays it in landscape.
It's so weird. It's so inconsistent between all of us.
Yeah. So because I don't have to. My big problem is when I set up, all of the pinball tables, they want to play on whatever your main monitor is. So I have to have this vertical monitor as my main monitor. And then the truck sim, it also wants to play on the main monitor. So I have to go into my video settings and change that one to monitor the main display. Otherwise, it puts it on here. Yeah, so that's a little pain in the butt. But
Mr. Postile just left. I was going to ask him, does he do the truck simulator like you and Greg? And do you as well, Mike?
Yeah.
Poe doesn't play any Steam games or anything like that. He's other than like FX3 and FX, but he plays FX on his PlayStation. I'll speak for Poe because no one wants to really hear his voice. So at least he looks better right now. We should take advantage of this.
I heard every word of it.
Since he looks better, we'll go ahead and make him bigger. Because there you go. That's
Love it.
But
So, how goes your career, Greg and Bart, with your trucks?
Well, that's interesting as you asked. I'll jump in there. I apologize. It's kind of off base here. I'm making sure that the Discord's updated. I wanted to make sure anybody knew that was watching the show tonight and wanted to see any of that stuff. It is now in the Discord under the names of who's in what and what the password is and all that stuff is in the Discord. And as far as the trucks, I'm having a blast with it. I bought Kansas. When I bought Kansas, I wanted to play I love the events, and I'll stop here in a minute and let Bart knows a little bit more about. I want him to talk about the Christmas event, which I haven't done yet. But when they open a new state up, they'll do an event where you can drive. I did it in Oklahoma when they opened it up, DLC for it, and you're challenged to drive to every city, and you have to travel at least 100 miles and haul a load to and from those locations. The cool thing about it is it can be difficult. You have to think because you might not be able to get a load. You may Bart the other day, I noticed one of his videos. He had to, what they call it, bobtail in the truck with no load because he had to go just to a town to pick up a load to finish it. But when you do finish it, you get a cool paint job for your truck, and I got a plush animal, a little thing that hangs from your windshield for your truck. And it makes you drive every city. As a matter of fact, I think in between these now, I'm going to go back and try to hit states that I own that are not having an event right now, but try to set up my own little event. And I'm having fun with that. Derek and I had some fun. We did I love the convoy thing. We can drive two drivers. And I can actually see Derek's truck. He can see mine. And, of course, we're using the Discord to communicate.
Right.
So it's kind of cool. You can. Now, if you don't use the Discord, you can use your CB radio. You can hit a key on your keyboard and key your mic.
In-game CB?
Yeah, you got a CB.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it works
I was thinking of picking it up, but you just mentioned Derek's on it, so I probably won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we've made some good friends. There's a guy, I don't think he's in here tonight, from help me out, Bart. He's from
the
Netherlands. And I've actually got European Truck Simulator now, and I actually drove to his hometown in the Netherlands.
You really do learn the geography, don't you?
Yeah, the geography's fun. Yeah, I'm terrible with remembering names, but yeah, it's fun. And but I want Bart to say, I'm having trouble. Bart, what are you doing? You're transforming through a magical gateway to the North Pole or some magic wonderland?
Yeah, they got the new Christmas event out for American Truck Sim, and basically you pick up a job. They're all really short jobs. It'll say it's like 65 miles. You pick up your load, you drive down, and it has these portals, and you pull up to the portal. And basically what they did is they made a winter wonderland map. Right. That it's a fictitious thing, but it's got snow-covered roads. The Aurora Borealis is up there in the sky. Everybody has Christmas lights. Awesome. It's like Christmas Town, but they can't, for whatever reason, there's supposed to be mods that you can get seasonal stuff, but SCS has not released seasons. So they can't do the entire map in snow, but you can go up to this Christmas Town and you can drive on these snowy roads. And I started going down those roads and I said, let's test this out. I got up to like 35 miles an hour and hit the brakes and just slid. It's like, oh, gee, wow. If you're going too fast into the corners, I'm like pegging the wheel trying to turn and it's sliding into the corner before it hooks up. And so it's the physics of driving in snow as well as the aesthetics and the pretty scenery and stuff. But
kind of like my mud run.
Yeah,
I haven't played with that much, but that where you're driving in real mud. But go ahead, Bart. I just want to mention the same as that.
Yeah. But it's pretty neat. And then there's 5 depots in the Winterland, and you have to deliver to all 5 of them, and you have to do a total of 15 runs in and out. And once you're in Winterland, all of the runs are back out, and it's the same way, but you can go anywhere. So you may find like the first run I did was to the chocolate factory in Christmastown. And then I went in from Kansas because that's where I was driving at the time. And I came out in Texas, and then I went back in and did another run. And no, you can choose where to go, but it's anywhere on the map is where you will teleport out to. And then I discovered, because each town will tell you how many runs that have been to that town worldwide, anyone that's playing. And I was going to go up to a town in Montana, but it said 1,000 out of 1,000 already. And it said, hey, there's already been 1,000 runs to that. You might want to pick a different town. So I don't know if you don't get credit for that run.
So it's like a group goal you're all trying to do?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's the same with the Kansas goal. You have personal goals to go to every city, but also it's like everybody worldwide, they want to see like 1 trillion miles driven go into these cities, and then you get another prize. But yeah, it's really neat, and they put in some really neat stuff in the winter town. Like I said, the Aurora Borealis looks really neat. The Northern Lights are up there, and I went by in my last video that I put up, and I don't know if it's supposed to be the Griswolds from which I've been saying all the time. I pass a station wagon. I was, is that the Griswolds? Well, there's a house that's all lit up just like he had it in Christmas Vacation with a million lights, and there's a family standing out. And I'm like, I'm looking to see if there's a guy plugging the
right.
But
awesome.
I'm like, wow, this is really cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing what other little. Kelly said, I hope you can find the house from A Christmas Story, or something. Other Christmas movies, little hints, but
a leg lamp in a window as you drive.
A leg lamp in the window. That would be awesome if it's.
Was there a big RV out in front of the?
There wasn't. There was no one yelling out, "Shitter's full."
Oh, Eddie.
But yeah, it's pretty fun. Actually, you don't even have to. I'll make it easier for you people. If you want to see what I'm talking about, you don't even have to watch my video. I made it the thumbnail when I was looking out the window. So if you just look at the thumbnail for my last Winter Wonderland drive, you'll see that what I think is the Griswold's house all lit up.
That's pretty cool.
Because I forgot to go out of the truck and take a picture to use as a thumbnail. And I was like, well, screw it. I'll use this picture. But yeah, cool. It's pretty cool. So, but yeah. And then career wise, yeah, I got more dang trucks driving for me than I know what to do with. So it's pretty good. Money's flowing now. You as Greg's finding out too, you get a bunch of drivers driving for you. And I like it when you rest. You do the 10 hours of rest, and then a bunch of your drivers will come in, and it's like, oh, that guy made me 15 grand. That guy made me 20 grand. That guy made me, and then you're like, what's this guy's problem? He only made me 2 grand. I'm going to fire his ass. But
are those other drivers real people like you guys, or are they just
no? It's just it's all computer, and it's all you can't. What the bummer is, you can't even see them. Like if you look on the map and you're like, hey, I got a driver that's in the same town as me. You can't find him.
Oh, okay.
It's just all simulated. Like, okay, driver. One of my guys is Jack. Jack is over here. It just tells you that you can't see him in game. So, but
you can't. But you can go to a map where your drivers is, and you can see your drivers where they're at, where they're hauling, and what they're doing. And you got to be driving or resting. You got to be in the game for them to make you money. But heck, I've said, man, I'm going to be short buying this new rig because I got a new shop. I got a new rig. I need a driver. And I think when I get done with the run, I say, well, shoot, man, I just brought in another $50,000 for my drivers. And they're selling used trucks now. Did you see that, Bart?
I did see that.
A used truck.
Yeah. They said you got to be careful with those used trucks because they come with a large bill sometimes to fix them up. It looks like a good deal, but
yeah, I did read that. Yeah, I did buy one though. I did buy one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, that's probably good. I've seen the way you drive. It's
my backing up skills. I'll tell you what, and I used to edit all that. I used to edit those videos, and I thought, no, it's so easy to record a video for that because you just hit OBS and say record and start driving and forget about it. Well, then I used to go back and edit out my scripts, and I thought, well, that's not real world. So, you may watch one of my videos, and you may get to the end where I'm saying I'm going to park this rig. You might as well just turn it off there because you might be a 30-minute video of me driving and 45 minutes of me trying to back that sumbitch in.
Well, I'll tell you that not this last video that Greg watched recorded. The one he put out just before that, and I can't tell you what it was titled. I can't remember off the top of my head. But just watch the first 5 minutes. It's comedy gold. He's trying to back his trailer into the spot. God bless him, he wasn't giving up. And he's even busted on himself. It was going so bad. He's like, what is wrong? But he kept going, and me and Kelly were laughing so hard. It was brilliant. It was comedy gold. But it was fun. It was fun. And just remember, Greg, no matter how bad it gets, you're still better driving those things than Derek. Yeah. That's how I do it too, says Derek. No editing out the backups. That's why Derek will do a run that takes 15 minutes, and it's a 2-hour video because he shows his back end at the end of the run.
Lovely.
Oh, it's funny stuff, but it's a fun game, and it gets kind of addictive.
And for what we pay, if you buy it on sale, it's pretty cheap. I mean,
yeah, you can pick it up on sale for $5. That's what got us.
And the DLC costs some money, but it's not stupid for as much fun as I've had. And of course, then I went out and I had to go all out and get the steering wheel, and I got the little thing to mount it on. But the nice thing about this is it works in so many other games. I mean, what's that? Corsa racing game?
Corsa, yeah. Yeah, that's a racing game, and of course the Need for Speeds and all that. But yeah, so on top of all those pinball tables that came out, Ed, that Kansas DLC was right in the middle of all that too. So it's geez, they got us coming and going. It's just
now, Greg, are you okay if I share my screen?
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah.
Okay, real quick.
Let me see. Let's see. I forget how we do that.
I got it. I got it covered here. Assuming it lets me. You see it?
Yep, I think I have to put it up. But
this is live footage of. Tell me when it's up.
Yeah,
it should be up.
All right, this is live footage of Greg turning the truck around there. He's trying to get the thing backed up.
Oh, it's showing all of us.
Yeah, that's not it.
It's not showing you, huh? Darn it. All right.
Yeah, it was just showing the screen with all of us on there.
Well, it was enjoyable for me, let me tell you.
Yeah, that was
let me try one more time. Present.
Yeah. Present window, I think. Yeah. You got so many choices on that present.
Yeah, I see that now. Oh, there it is. All right. Live footage of Greg trying to get the truck worked out, right?
Yeah.
It's not easy, Greg. We get it. No?
that is from the that is from the same one as I always. Oh no! See, I can't find stuff. I'll find it later.
After the show, Greg will watch it.
Show, yeah. See how when we were talking last week about what the prize was for the pinball tournament.
$100 billion.
Exactly.
Oh, all right. So
let's pass it around a little bit. Poe's been sitting over there. I think he's about to fall asleep.
What?
What have you been doing, old man?
I've been playing with that iArcade the last couple of days. Bart finally shared with me how you put those advanced config files in there, which is a lot easier than I thought it would be. So I'm finally getting the twin sticks working on things, and I finally added some games on there that I love, like Smash TV and Black Widow and Crazy Climber.
Wait a second, Poe. I gave you that program for the config files like 6 weeks ago. You just finally clicked on it. That's
you know how heavy that laptop is. I had to carry it to the basement to where my iArcade is. Come on, man.
I've been waiting all show to throw him under the bus. He finally gives me this program.
I'm reading all the warnings. It's like you could brick your iArcade if you're an idiot, and I'm like, well, I am an idiot. What if I brick this thing?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, but I got everything to work except for Robotron, which I really wanted it to work. But Crazy Climber is one of my favorites, and it's beautiful. It's working great now. So,
yeah.
Which IRC machine did you have? Do you have?
I have the Retromania arcade, which I only got that because that was the one that they had on sale right before the big bankruptcy. We didn't know that was coming. I have a feeling they knew that was coming, and that's why they were so dirt cheap at the time. So,
good point. But, I wanted to buy the Double Dragon one. I thought that was just so cool looking.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Still continue, you guys that bought those, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's going bankrupt." Well, again, I don't know Glenn, but thanks to this Glenn guy, who a YouTuber and whatnot, he put together something, and I wish I'd have bought one because I'd have bought all this other stuff. You guys got a well built. I think it's from the ones I've seen, actually physically seen, they look a little more durable than my at games. And at games right now, if I upload the latest firmware, all my CoinOps add-on programs went away.
That is bad news.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just spent the last 2 nights adding whatever twin stick and trackball and spinner games that I could. So I'm having a lot of fun with it right now.
Hey, Poe, did you see that guy on Facebook that bought that storage unit? He has like 150 of the glass.
Yeah.
It's not tempered. They advertise it as tempered, but he said he tested it. It is not tempered glass.
It's not tempered, but I think he's selling them for like $40, something like that. So
it's 55 including shipping.
Okay, yeah.
55 including.
That's tempting, and he's shipping it. He's doing a lot better job than iArcade did with it.
Yeah, they said he's putting it between plywood on both sides of the box and then wrapping it up, and people are getting them in there. I'm tempted because the that's the one problem with mine. The plexiglass was scratched a little bit when I got it because I got mine used.
Just a quick question though: is it just double strength window glass?
I don't know. He said it's not tempered. He knows that, but
that's what I'm wondering. If it's not tempered, I mean, I don't know nothing about the arcade. Maybe it's something special. But can't you go to Ace Hardware and tell them I want a piece of glass 37 by 24 or 12 by 16 and just have them cut you a piece of stuff?
We have a few glass places around here. I could probably just take that plexiglass to them and say, hey, give me something, in this size.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Oh man, that means Greg's done with good ideas for the year because he just had one.
I'll tell you what, I got lucky, and I don't think I can pull it off again. But those pinball machines I made, I put glass over the screens, the monitors.
Mm-hmm.
And, not too far away from me is a glass plant that makes tempered glass, commercial tempered glass. And I happen to know a guy that works there, and I said, hey, I'm building this pinball machine. I need a piece of tempered glass this big by this big. And one day I came home, and on my front porch was not one but 2. That's why I built the second pinball machine. I thought, shit, I got another piece of glass. And I called him up and said, what do I owe you for me? He says, what?
Nice.
I didn't bring any glass. No.
What a guy. That's
And
awesome.
they were, cut just to the size. I said, I need them this size. I said, I'm scared to put in just window glass. He says, no problem. I'll figure something out. And he came with two of them wrapped up real nice, sitting on my front porch when I got home one day.
So
Nice.
I am not a hands-on tool guy. I'm not out in the garage. That's not me. Tempered glass. The difference is it not shatter? Does it not break?
Right. If you take a piece of window glass and you put your hand through it or anything, it shatters into those shrouds and everything. Tempered glass is like when you break a car window out. It breaks into
yeah.
million
Nice.
small little things. And you can beat the crap. A pinball can hit the crap out of it.
Right.
But all you got to do is take this pin and go to the corner and hit it like that, and it'll shatter into a million pieces. So
Wow.
So, but I mean, the pinball machines, the regular pinball machines come with them, and I don't know how many times that pinball smacked into that glass, and I mean hard.
You got balls of slapping.
Balls of slapping.
Sure.
Yeah.
It is.
But that's the big difference between tempered. And then there's one other type, it's windshield glass, which is back to regular glass, but it's got plastic in the center of it. So
Right.
it breaks in shards, but the shards don't come out because
They don't go anywhere. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Greg, not to try to compare stories, but I needed a piece of glass, and with my pinball machine, and I only got one piece of glass for free. That's when I was building houses. So the guy that did all of our mirrors and stuff, I said, I need a piece of glass that's this big by this big, tempered glass for my pinball table. But that was my 1977 pinball, electromagnetic pinball is the name of it, by Stern, that another friend of mine gave me the table for free. So I got the table for free, and I needed to replace the glass, and I got that for free too. So, but I only got one piece of glass, so you win. But
that tempered glass for the regular machines, if you order online, is pretty expensive. But the Pinball Emporium down here, the place I took you to that time, that gal that works down there that does the pinball repairs.
Right.
I told her one day, I said, I'd like to get a piece of glass for the Stingray, because it was a 77 machine. It's the original glass, so it's pretty scratched. And she said, I got one with one flaw in it. You can come down and take a look at it. I went down and looked at it, and I couldn't see the flaw. And then she really looked, it was all down in the corner. And I said, how much? She said, $50. So I got really lucky there, too.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Anyway, so Poe, were you still talking when we just decided to hijack it and take it all the way to somewhere different? What were you talking about now?
I don't remember. Carry on.
Well, you were talking about all this stuff you were doing with the iArcade.
I'm just really happy with that. So, and I'm happy it's that easy to do. So,
You have Pac-Man on there? You have Pac-Man?
Yes, I have Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man and Super Pac-Man and Junior. All the things I said I wasn't going to do, like add a zillion games that I'll never touch. Well, I did the opposite. I added a zillion games that I'll never touch. I'm proud of that.
Do you have the Atari Pac-Man on there?
No, that's the best Pac-Man that was ever made. I know Retro Bliss is in the chat. He probably didn't come here.
Yeah, well, Mike's gaming gal is here. He likes.
Hey, Mike.
He's liking that Pac-Man. So
these are the friends that
but excellent.
It's a side joke. It's a side.
Yeah, look, he knew what I was getting at. He knew.
It's got the best artwork, isn't it? I even got a T-shirt of the Pac-Man. I love that artwork on it. So
all the old Atari artwork was fantastic.
Yeah.
You have a book, right? You've seen the book on Amazon or wherever?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
You guys remember the Atari 2600, obviously the graphics were just rudimentary, horribly
PS1
bad.
PS1 graphics, right?
Right? But the covers of the boxes were amazing. combat with the jet fighters and the tanks, and Circus had the trapeze artists and this and that. There's a book that has all the different artwork from the different Atari cartridges, and I've been wanting to get it for a long time. I never have, but it's still on my wish list in there.
Nice.
Excellent.
So, Paul, I will ask this: have you gotten everything out that you bought? I know you just did a video on the which one was it? I don't know. You bought so many new systems, the Atari system.
Well, the Game Station Pro, I did my video. I didn't do one on the 2600 Plus yet. It's been sitting here for 3 or 4 weeks. We'll get to that.
Yeah, I knew you did the one you were talking to me about. I was looking at them. They had them at Target, I think, for $99 or something.
Yeah. That's a good one to get, especially if you don't have cartridges, because it has the SD card. And with the new update, you can finally make subfolders. And so that's a good one to get. You can add all the ROMs that you want. And for different systems like the NES and the Super Nintendo and stuff like that, you can just throw every game on there you want. And
nice.
The 2600 Plus uses cartridges, so I have that here. I'll do a video eventually. I'll do it when it's 40 years old, 50 years old, like the original 2600. I'll get to that video. So.
The thing I always wanted to ask you while I had you is controllers. I heard that's the biggest concern. Some people, not everybody, some people don't like the controllers for that. Is it true you can add a more modern controller?
A wired Xbox controller is what what I've heard. I haven't tried it myself yet, so
that's what I've got here. This is a wired / Bluetooth controller, but I use it on a lot of. It works on my Pi. It works on this, It works.
Hair pie.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say
On all kinds of pie.
Yeah. Well, I got a question for you, Poe. Unless you had more to talk about on that, I don't want to change the subject, but I'm going to make you bigger now, so we can feed. Is your hat suggesting that sometime in 2024 you're going to finish your Popeye series?
Yeah, I wish.
The New Year's coming. Is that your New Year's resolution to finish your Popeye series?
I think originally I said that I would do the Atari 7800 homebrew and the arcade version by the end of this year, and that probably won't happen. I'm sorry, guys. You expected it. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe we'll get to the 7800 version anyway. Oh, man, it just looks like such a beautiful game, doesn't it? Yeah. But I did get a hat, and I had the Bluto hat on. If you saw Retro Bliss's Rewind yesterday, I was on there, and I wore the new Bluto hat. I bought them together.
And the shirt.
And the shirt, supposed to, So I'm going to try to get to that 7800. We were supposed to be off next week, and now work decided no, we're not going to be off next week. So I thought that I would get that done next week. We'll see. I'm going to be off Christmas Day anyway, but I don't know how happy the family would be if I'm down in the dungeon shooting videos all day Christmas Day. They might be happy that they don't have to see me. We'll find out.
Right.
But
that is a cool hat, though. I'm digging those hats.
Yeah, I told you guys in a private chat. I kept getting, I can't even remember the name of this company. I kept getting ads on Facebook, and it was for Looney Tune hats like this from this company. And I'm like, why am I getting these ads? I'm not 10 years old. I don't need Foghorn Leghorn hats and stuff like that. Why do they keep popping up? And finally, I clicked on it, and then I see the little drop down has Popeye. Popeye? Well, yeah, I'd love to have Popeye. And then it had Bluto too, and I'm like, well, I kind of need both of those hats. And then they showed up, and then the wife was she was on the bank account online. She's like, now what did you get? And I'm like, a hat. Do you really need another hat? I'm like, well, it's 2 hats. And then in the corner, I got my stack of Boston Scally caps sitting there, and she's just like looking at that and looking at me and just like, no, And then, like you said, on the 7th there, all those tables came out, right? For Pinball FX, and I got them all. And then Arizona Sunshine 2 came out for the PlayStation VR 2, and I bought that, and I got grounded. Let's just put it that way. I got grounded. You got to wait till next payday before you buy another game. That's it. You're cut off. So she's looking at that bank account each day. I'm like, oh, maybe I could borrow the son's debit card. Maybe he wouldn't mind.
Yeah. You talk about Popeye. And I'll tell you what, there's something that I've been looking forward to. So now that I've got this group here and these people in the chat, maybe I can assign people to search for something. You remember, what was his name? Ernest the Jeep. You remember the Jeep?
Eugene.
Eugene the Jeep, right. I want a Eugene the Jeep foot ornament for my Jeep. And I'll tell you what, I have searched high and low, looked high and low, tried to get a 3D print, STL file to print. Finally, I'll have to bring a picture, maybe one of the shows to show you. Remember the duck from Kurt Russell was in that movie, Grindhouse movie, where he drove that car and he had that evil duck on the. I was able to find an STL file for that. So
that's cool.
Printed that out and put it as a hood ornament on my Jeep. But I really want Eugene the Jeep. Now, I get a lot of comments about my Death Duck. I guess that's his name or whatever from that Grindhouse movie. But I sure would love, and I'm surprised I printed that out. He'll go 80 mile an hour down the highway.
Was that called Death Proof? Was that Death Proof? Was that the name of that?
Yeah, that sounds like it. Yeah,
Stuntman Mike McKay or whatever his name was in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wasn't he chasing the girls in that Challenger? Was it that movie?
Yeah.
But I want Eugene the Jeep. What a cool thing that they sell spare tire covers that say Jeep and got Eugene the Jeep on it. But I can't find a hood ornament.
You would think you would be able to find him. He was way popular back in the day. Yeah.
Maybe Ed stepped out.
Maybe you could find Radar O'Reilly from MASH and print that up and put it on there. He drove the Jeep around.
Right.
On that base, you might be able to find Klinger.
Klinger, yeah. He was from Toledo, Ohio, right?
Right.
Klinger.
Holy Toledo.
Holy Toledo. I got a nose for nuts. Remember, he used to do those commercials with Jamie Farr.
Yeah.
When you stepped out, Ed, I thought you were going to come back with a Jeep hood ornament.
No, unfortunately, I was very busy eating a piece of pecan pie.
Oh.
Wow.
He got a nose for nuts.
Did you bring enough for the whole class?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'll tell you
We're
what.
talking about a raspberry pie?
No, but I heard you mention Radar on MASH. Do you know he had 9 fingers?
Yeah, I think they were kind of fused or something like that.
Yeah.
He would hide it behind the clipboard or something like that.
Yeah, he always had his one hand hidden in a pocket or behind something or.
Never knew till I read that somewhere.
And I don't know, all these rumors aren't, you never know if they're true or not, but I heard that he was the least got along with member of the cast. That he didn't flow with the other ones off camera.
Really?
Right.
Yeah.
I heard that too.
Yeah.
And wasn't he the only cast member that he made it from the movie into the show?
Yeah.
The only regular, anyway. The only regular.
Yeah, he played the same character.
What about Father McKay? Father McKay was the same guy, wasn't it? Maybe not
in the movie.
I don't think. I think it was a different one.
I thought Gary Berghoff was the only one that played the same character in both the movie and the TIB television show.
Right. I think it was a different person in the movie.
Well, that is an interesting fact. Thank you for joining us here on MASH Trivia. Don't forget to join us next week for Love Boat.
It's time for the echo again. Suicide is painless. It brings on many changes. And I can take or leave it if I choose.
Mike Gaming Gallagher did put up there that there's some figures on Amazon, so maybe I'll check that out.
And Mike, the Gaming Road Warrior, got me this instruction manual for MASH for the Atari 2600, which I still haven't made the video on. That's coming up in 2027.
Where's my strawberry shortcake Atari video?
Oh, she's coming, right? She's over there somewhere.
So what the hell do you do on a MASH 2600 game? You like chase the nurse around, and then you have some drinks, and then somebody.
That's actually a better idea than what they had for this game. You do surgery on something that almost looks like a person. You fly helicopters in to get the injured, and then you come back and then you do surgery on them.
Wow.
I was just reading something today about MASH, and I can't remember. It was about a surgeon who traded place with Hawkeye in one of the episodes and came back, and he was a practical joker, and they even Winchester, they all got together and tried to figure out a way to get rid of this guy, but he was a character actor in a ton of other shows, and I just read an article about the guy, and I can't remember who the heck it was, but pretty interesting article. There's a lot of articles out there on MASH.
Well, and some interesting trivia is Wayne Rogers played Trapper John on the MASH series on television, right? So they ended up coming out with Trapper John MD, which some people say is a spinoff from the TV show, but the people that made the TV show said, no, it's a spinoff from the movie because there was some kind of conflict of interest there. So they're saying it's not the same Trapper John from the TV show, it's from the movie, which is kind of weird and messed up. But another little known fact is the TV show Trapper John was played by G. Parker.
Damn.
See his face? Look right there. Trapper John, G. Parker, MD.
It's just like him. The secret is out.
Part of that is true, and part of it isn't. You'll have to figure it out. I'll reveal the answer on our Christmas Eve live show, so show up if you want to know.
But I just wish I could remember that guy's name because there was a ton of people who made cameo appearances on MASH. And it was just, the other one, the only other one I can think of, and then I'll go with what Digital Victory said enough about the MASH trivia, but Harry Potter, Colonel Potter, Harry Morgan, he was on an early episode playing a general.
A crazy general, right?
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. He was. That is true. Yeah.
You also had John Ritter showed up in an episode. Ron Howard was in an episode where he played somebody that was like 15 years old or something and faked his age to be in. A lot of stars showed up on that TV show.
Man. You know, I met John Ritter when I was a kid.
Oh, wow.
He and Carrie Fisher were in Sacramento doing a TV movie about harness racing. It's like horse racing, but they sit in the little buggies and
right.
You can find it on IMDb, the movie. Anyway, so we're 8 years old, 10 years, 9 years old, something like that. And my sister was leaving back to Arizona. We were at the airport with her, and she's like, look, it's them. And, you know, she said, go get autographs. So we were like, no. She said, yeah, go on. So we go up there, and John Ritter was the most standoffish asshole. And Carrie Fisher was sweet as honey.
Really?
She was wonderful. But John, I'll never forget, John Ritter was just rude. And maybe he's just tired. I don't know. But
yeah.
He's like,
he always struck me as being a guy that looked like he'd be a nice guy, but you never know. You're all guys.
No, Carrie Fisher wrote little messages to each of us. She said, let the Wookiee win to me. And she said, force be with you, my sister. So it's just like,
and do you got any Coke? Oh, that's just
I think she was talking to my sister privately about that, my older sister that was heading back. So.
Wow, that's cool though.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah. Well, should we see if Mike has anything to say? Mike, you've been quiet.
I was going to say, we've been on an hour and a half. We ought to give Mike a shot here, and then we'll just maybe go around for final thoughts because I'm about to fade here. I got up super early this morning.
All right,
Mike, what do you got?
Sure. So what I'm doing right now, I'm playing. What's that game called?
I don't know.
Oh.
Strawberry shortcake. My Little
My
Pony.
Little Pony.
You're pulling a G Parker now. What was I talking about?
No, it was oh man, now I can't even think of the
Chrono
name.
Trigger.
Chrono Trigger. There we go. Chrono Trigger.
Somebody got it right.
Yeah. Sorry, my wife was talking to me. So yeah, I'm there. I'm playing that game right now. So I'm at what year is that? In the future. So for people who are playing, who played the game before, it's actually I'm just upset with myself. I didn't play this game when I was younger, but I was transitioning, I think, during to the CD based games. Like I think the PlayStation came out stuff. So I was like, I don't really play my Super Nintendo stuff. So I'm just really happy. And I remember Farrell picking it up, and I was like, yeah, I need to go pick up that game. So, and I've been playing it, just really been enjoying that game. It's got a really good storyline on the Super Nintendo. And I own it for the PlayStation 1 as well, but I didn't like the load times. I bought that in the Navy. So I actually quit playing that, and it was like in the level where the frog, when he joins your party, he leaves. And then ever since then, I stopped playing it. But since I've been playing on the Super Nintendo, I haven't been. I kept playing that game. It's so fun. So
I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Oh yeah. It's definitely worth getting. I know it's expensive right now. I know I paid a lot to get it. But to me, it's worth it. It's one of those games I did want, but during that time, I was kind of transitioning into like I said, the CD based games, and it's like, man, I should have just got that game. Yeah, Grant, I think I remember I talked to Farrell about that on his stream, and then I forgot Super Nintendo games were really expensive back in the day.
Yeah.
Surprising, huh? Yeah, and it's just like I had to be careful in my selection what I wanted for like my birthday or Christmas. But yeah, I remember that game. I was actually gonna get it, and then I picked something else. I think it was like the Indiana Jones trilogy. I ended up getting that, and then I really regretted that. Like, I should have got Chrono Trigger. But yeah, it's definitely a fun game. If no one's played it before that loves RPGs, they should definitely check it out. And it's not too long. I think it takes about 20 hours to beat, which compared to modern RPGs, that's going to be a lot longer. So this is not going to, waste your time and like, oh man, I'm just stuck in this world for years on years. But yeah, it's actually got a really good storyline. I love playing it. And then the other thing I got going on, my Centipede cap. So you guys were talking about the glass and stuff on there. Mm-hmm. One of the things I didn't realize, I like, wait, my marquee, because I'm moving it, and then I kind of tap the top. I'm like, wait a minute, that's glass up there. I didn't realize the old Atari, arcade cabinets had glass for marquees. Usually it's like what, like
Plex,
it's not even like plexi, and then that is just like glass. Like, oh, I got to be careful. So yeah, I was like thinking about like, should I get like a backup in case something happens to it, because I don't see too many of those glass marquees. That's the only one I ran across. And then of course my what's the other cabinet I got Maximum Force, which I put like a dual game setup so you can play Area 51 on it, and then of course Maximum Force, and then that whole big section. I remember when I bought it from somebody off Facebook, and it was like, I think in Oregon. And the guy told me, he's like, hey, I would remove the glass. I'm like, what? It's got like a big sheet of glass on the front. And so I had to remove that and then cover it with a blanket while I transport it. It's like, you don't want to risk breaking that. So yeah, you got to be careful with that glass stuff. So that was like a thing he said. He's like, he's like, yeah, just be careful when you transport stuff like that. And I think I also had glass in my Asteroids cabinet when I bought that. And the same thing, the guy, he warned me not to transport it with the glass on. He's like, take that out and then, cover it.
Wrap it, yeah.
Yep. But as far as...
Did you have to throw in a glass in your ass joke there? Because he started with the glass.
I was thinking it.
Okay.
It's like the joke from Vacation. Do you have Pac-Man? Nope. Do you have asteroids? No, my dad does. And some days he can't even sit on the toilet,
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
No, that's about it. And then online game that I've been playing too. That's been pretty fun. I know you guys know I play Call of Duty, but they're having like this event with like evil elves running around the map. So it's kind of like the zombies, but they're little elves.
Wow! Oh, nice.
So cool. me and my brother are going to be playing that along with my my Air Force friend, and I have an Army friend. We get on together, and I told him, "Hey, we got to play this event because it looks pretty funny. It has like, and it's got what is it, Krampus, the evil Santa Claus?
That is cool. That is cool.
He'll be on there too. So yeah, we can't wait to play that.
I wish I wasn't grounded, or I'd be buying it right now. So grounded.
But that's all I got. So yeah, I can't wait to play that.
Nice.
That's pretty
excellent. Cool. Excellent. All right. So what are you thinking, Greg?
Sorry, I was updating the Discord. Yeah, I'm thinking, hey.
Well, sorry to interrupt you with this thing called doing a live show, Greg, but if you got a minute.
I'm trying to multitask. I'm serious. I'm about to fall asleep. I want to make sure I get everything done, but I think I will. Unless anybody's got anything big, I think I'll just start down at the bottom right, as I'm looking at. Bottom left, as we're looking at. Anyway, final thoughts for tonight, and unless you got something. Unless you don't want to go to final thoughts, and then I'll just go to sleep. But no, never mind. I'm not gonna make that joke. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm playing whatever, whenever, and looking forward to that. So, and last night I was on Bliss's show, and that was really cool with Mike's Gaming Gala and Bliss and Hippo Bites, and that was cool finally getting to know him because I did subscribe to him a while back. So we had a cool time talking about nostalgia, and you know me, I can't keep my mouth shut. Comes a nostalgia. I had to tell stories about gaming and my brothers and all that fun stuff back in the day. And tomorrow, Ballistic is having his holiday special. He interviewed me just over a week ago about that, so there'll be some stories from me on there, but I think his special is like 2.5 hours long. I'm going to be one of 3 people he's having on there, so I think that's tomorrow at noon he's having that on, so I'll actually be at work, but he does a live premiere of that stuff, so if I can jump into his chat at lunchtime at work, I'll jump in there and chat along too. But aside from that, I'm going to try to do some iArcade stuff and maybe get some more challenges going because I'm loving the arcade challenges we're doing lately. Even if I am getting my butt kicked, it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
I did watch that episode last night, and I enjoyed it. It was you guys had some interesting stuff, and it was great to see you out there making the circuit for the old show here, Poe. You're out there running the national circuit here on YouTube. So. No, it's really enjoyable. I thought there was some good content there, and I enjoyed watching it. So,
yeah, and vote for Mike's Gaming Gal for YouTuber of the Year. Get out there and vote. Rock the vote.
Excellent. Yeah,
can do.
Hey, well, I'm gonna jump right straight across there, and Ed. First of all, we appreciate you showing up. We know you can't show up every week, but you bring a lot of fun and interesting topics to the show. So, got anything you want to wrap up with? Anything important?
Just a couple quick things. I appreciate you guys watching the videos first and foremost. I love it. Love seeing you guys in the comments as always. Mike the Gaming Road Warrior behind you. That drop of water thing, is that from Dragon Quest?
Oh, yeah, the Dragon Warrior slime. Yeah,
Dragon Warrior. Excuse me. Yeah. The great game. All of them are, but 7 I think is my favorite.
Oh, 7. Yeah, 7's good.
Love those. And Mr. Postile, your quote about vacation and the asteroids and all that, word for word, you were perfect, man. I'm a vacation quote guy, and I hate hearing people drop lines from that because they always screw a word or two up. You nailed it. Awesome.
Nice.
Nice.
That's all. Look forward to getting into all those different tables on Pinball Effects, like I said, and getting the rooms fixed up on there. Fun stuff. I'll see you guys on the leaderboards.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Appreciate you being here, Ed. I'm going to go straight up to you, Mike. I gave you a chance a little bit ago, but you got any final thoughts you want to give us for tonight?
Oh, no. I pretty much talked about it right there. So, yep.
I kind of thought you did, but I wanted to make sure you had a chance in case there's something you missed or whatever. Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, I do. Just be sure to subscribe to my OnlyFans page.
Too late.
No, really. I could use it. I will show you.
If you want to see that tattoo, you got to go to his OnlyFans. You got to go to his OnlyFans.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry. I just had to have fun with you. Go ahead.
No, I'm good. I shouted my plug.
Yeah.
And check out Pixel Snorium's video where he totally lost at Mario Brothers.
Right.
Just kidding, Derek. I love you. I love the Neo sign.
You do got to watch Derek's video where he played Mario Brothers, because you will not believe that someone can actually play all three guys and come out with 20 points. I did not think that was possible. I am amazed. I was amazed that he did that. I don't know if he just gave up or what happened, but he had 20 points on the second game. He did redeem himself a little bit, but that second game is what it was all about.
Like I say, don't pick on Derek. I want him to continue to join these endeavors because it keeps me from being in last place.
Right. So I guess I'll go ahead with my final thought. Other than that, obviously, keep an eye on this tournament. We're at the playoffs. This is when it's getting good. I do want to say, before I get to my actual final thought, one thing that I've been doing is the new U-boat game on VR on the Quest 2, and I gotta say I'm really proud. I played with my son Jason, and for people that don't know, I was in the Navy. I tracked submarines for a living. Jason was in the Navy, and he was on a submarine. And so it was kind of cool. We got in this. We went into it blind. We didn't know what we were doing. And I was like, I guess we should fire up the engine. And Jason's like, oh, engineering, I got this. And he ran to the back of the boat. Next thing you knew, we were going. It's like, hey, he's got submarine experience. Awesome. But I did get 3 achievements. The guys know this because I put a screenshot. I got 3 achievements on that because we sank a tanker. We sank a destroyer, and we died by implosion. And I got an award for death by implosion. So, but it's a really cool game. It's really neat if you have VR. You're in the submarine. You can work together. Jason, myself, and Kelly got in there too. So we were playing 3 players, and one person's loading torpedoes while other person's targeting, and someone's running the motors and stuff. So that's fun. But I do want to say, getting back to the tournament that's going on now, next weekend, next Sunday is Christmas Eve. Poe and I will be here for the show. Mike, I don't think you're going to be able to make it, right, because of family stuff, or you may or may not.
Yeah, because I'm still waiting on my family, see if they're going to show up. If they don't, then I'll come on show. Yep. Mike
might be able to make it. Greg knows he has family in town, and he won't be here, but he's going to make a video talking about the tournament. Poe and I will be here for sure on Christmas Eve at the same time as normal. Hopefully Mike can make it, but if he doesn't make it, that's because he's having a good time with family on Christmas Eve. So that it's a win-win for everything. So, but we will be here. The tournament will start again next week, but you'll want to at least check the Discord or watch the replay at some point. If you make it to the next round, you'll want to see which bracket you're in. So that's really all I got to talk about. Is make sure you tune in next week to see the continuation of the tournament.
Okay, and I do want to ask the Gaming Road Warrior if he saw that Sega's talking about these games coming back out again. Streets of Rage. Yes. was it Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Shinobi, et cetera, right?
Yeah,
New
the
games.
Shinobi one. Yeah, the Shinobi one got me really interested.
Yes, that's going to be awesome too. So I'm looking forward to that. And I saw Game Freak was in here. Game Freak is a buddy of mine too, and he just had on his channel. He played Golden Axe last night on his channel, the original. So,
nice.
Yeah, awesome game.
I love Shinobi is too hard though, man. Gosh.
Yeah, very hard game. But I'm just glad Sega's doing this stuff now. You know, I'm really glad that they're looking back into this old stuff again and bringing it back out. Of course.
Yeah.
That's my final thoughts. So.
I just want to remind everyone that Poe and Mike already had their final thoughts, and now they're just hogging up airtime. So
we're just doing it because Greg's really tired. I want to see him fall asleep live from the channel.
Right. Yeah. So even if you're not in the tournament next week, you should tune in anyway just to see if me and Poe can figure out anything to talk about for more than 10 minutes without just talking about poop jokes and remember that time we played Toilet Kids?
I thought we would read some Dickens next week.
Yeah.
And have some Dickens cider.
Have some Dickens cider? Yeah.
It's getting that point. I can tell it's getting late.
So these tournaments now, you said the tournaments are going to be five balls. Wait, no, 5 attempts, 1 ball, 5 attempts.
Right.
Yes.
Then we're going to have this one. Then the one after that is
3 attempts.
3 attempts, 1 ball. And then the one after that is going to be 2 girls, 1 cup.
No.
So yeah. And if you're not sure what that is, Google it.
Oh, just Google it. Put it on the big screen.
That's my 6-year-old daughter.
If you can throw it up to a big screen TV, it'll be great.
For the whole family, Christmas Eve.
For the whole family. That's Christmas Eve fun right there.
How's it going,
but
I'm going to do my final thoughts before this gets out of control.
You waited this whole time for that hum to go out.
I thought about it a while ago and then I forgot, but then I just remembered it was worth it. It was worth the wait.
Ballistic even went further. He's the 3 guys, 1 cup. I don't. All right, Greg, what do you got for a final thought after all of that?
I was just going to say,
you're
pretty good.
Chap John, your turn.
I will not be here next week, but I will still start the tournament around the same time, noon, Christmas Eve. There will also be a video made with the results explaining going into next week. Passwords will change. That will already be placed here on StreamYard for Bart to start. So we won't miss it. We're not going to miss a beat on this tournament because we've gone 10 weeks. We had 11 weeks was a bye. This is 12 week. We'll end up being 14 weeks, and we're pretty proud that we stuck through it. Had a lot of good people in there and had a good time. I did put the information on the Discord under pinball chat of the password, the names of the people, and whose tournament they were in. So that is all there on the Discord right now. So that being said, thank everybody for showing up. I want special thanks to Digital Victory for coming on tonight and being here with our presence. Yeah, and be sure to check out the channel. I'm telling you, you can watch a lot of nonsense on our channels. Those got some great. We all got our own niches, but if you want to do pinball, you want to do it good. Watch Digital Victory, and also I got to give. I forgot to do this. I want to throw hats off. I watched Mike's last video right away. I'll tell you what. You want to watch some of the history of gaming stuff? Go check out Mike's Gaming Road Warrior channel because he's putting together some quality clips, quality stuff, the information. So it's good stuff. Not the crap you see on mine and Bart and Post channel. So anyway.
Oh, your guys' stuff is good.
I know next week isn't the last. It isn't the last. We just can't have Greg here because he's delivering presents.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Greg, I wanted to ask you, how did you get that truck paint job with your picture on the hood? That was really good.
Actually, I'm doing it as Trapper John MD.
Right.
But, Yeah, I'm just trying to find the outro so I can get out of here.
Oh, thanks, Ballistic. Thank you.
we got so many.
Excellent.